the way they expect, and that confuses them. You see they're used to their toxic games working their manipulation, their gossip, their subtle jabs at your confidence. They've seen it work on others before, but not with you. No, you are different. You don't crumble, you don't break, and that's where it all begins. Their tactics backfired, and suddenly it's them who are feeling the sting of their own negativity. You didn't have to lift a finger. Why? Because you are divinely protected. You are set apart. This is so. The thing they never saw coming, and now they're left confused, stunned, and quite honestly a little afraid. Let me tell you why you're untouchable. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll see your story in a brand new light. They never expected someone like you. They've never met anyone like you. Most people fold under pressure. Most people get sucked into arguments, fights, and mind games. But you don't play those games. Your peace is too valuable. Your energy is too sacred. See people with weak spite. Writs depend on chaos to thrive. It's their oxygen. If they can get you to react, they win. But what happens when you refuse to give them your attention? What happens when their negativity meets your silence? They panic, they spiral, and suddenly the only person caught in their trap is them. You are shielded by God's protection. The enemy can try, but he can't win. They threw their darts of jealousy, envy, and manipulation, believing you'd fall like the rest. But instead you rose. Every trap they set for you was flipped. Every word curse they spoke returned to their doorstep. They didn't realize that while they were watching you, God was watching them. You've heard the phrase, touch not my anointed well. You are the anointed one. That anointing isn't something you wear on the outside. It's deep within your soul. It's why people feel your presence before you even speak. It's why they can sense something special about you, even if they can't put it into words. But for some, that light is too much. It exposes their own darkness. And when people feel exposed, they lash out. But here's the twist. Instead of you crumbling, they watched as every obstacle they threw your way only made you stronger. Each challenge only added another layer of wisdom, strength, and resilience to your spirit. What they intended to use is a weapon against you became the very thing that lifted you higher. They didn't realize they were helping you. Every setback became a setup for something greater. Every closed door became a redirection from God. That I thought they were blocking you, but they were only redirecting you to something much greater. You see, when you are divinely guided, every misstep, every challenge, and every so-called loss is still part of God's plan to elevate you. They thought you were an easy target. They believed you were just like everyone else, someone they could toy with, manipulate, and discard. Their pride told them, I've done this before. It always works. But this time something shifted. This time they encountered someone who doesn't respond the way others do. This time they met you. They underestimated you, but it wasn't their first mistake. Their first mistake was assuming that they had more power than God's plan for your life. Their second mistake, believing you'd stay silent forever. They never expected that silence to be so powerful. They thought silence meant weakness, but you embraced a powerful truth. True strength isn't found in loud reactions, but in calm resolve. By choosing silence, you let wisdom speak for you. You didn't argue. You didn't engage in their petty games. You knew the truth. Every reaction drains energy, and your energy is too sacred to waste. So you stayed focused. You let them reveal themselves. And just like that, you let them expose their own flaws. They kept talking, but you kept moving. They kept scheming, but you stayed focused. They thought you were losing, but you were elevating. And oh, how the tables turned. Their plans crumbled. The weapons they formed against you, not a single one prospered. Every time they tried to humiliate you, they were the one left looking like fools. When they spread gossip about you, the lies eventually circled back to expose them. And now they're left asking themselves one simple, terrifying question. Why didn't it work? They sit there, Puzzled, confused, frustrated, replaying everything in their minds like a broken record. Trying to figure out why you are still standing. They can't figure it out, but you and I both know why. It's God's hand over your life. Your light was never meant to be hidden. It's funny how people will go to great lengths to dim a light they didn't create. They'll try to make you feel small, insignificant, unworthy, just so they can feel big, but that's where they went wrong. Your light doesn't come from them. Your light comes from God. It was placed in you for a reason. And here's the thing about divine. It's unshakable. You've been through fire, through storms, through moments where you thought, maybe this is it. Maybe I can't take it anymore. But somehow you survived every single time, and every time you made it through, your light grew brighter. The glow they tried to snuff out only intensified. They tried to shut you out, but they forgot something critical. They didn't light your fire, so they can't put it out. You've been growing, elevating, and transforming in ways they never saw coming. It's why they're confused. They can't make sense of how someone who should have failed is suddenly thriving. That's the power of divine favor. And now they're sitting on the sidelines, watching you win. They're watching you. You drive while they remain stuck. They tried to block your blessings, but in doing so, they only made them bigger. The very traps they set for you became the steps that elevated you. Don't be surprised if they start coming back. Don't be shocked when they reach out asking for advice or just checking in. But let me tell you something. They're not checking in on you. They're checking in on themselves. They want to see if you still remember the pain they caused. They want to see if you'll give them access to you. Our peace again. But you're wiser now. You see right through it. You know better than to open that door again. You've seen firsthand how their pride led to their fall. And if they're wondering how you keep rising, here's the truth. You are walking in divine favor. You are chosen. You are protected. You see. They underestimated you, but God never did. In fact, He knew this would happen. He knew they'd plot, they'd scheme, and they'd doubt you. But He also knew it wouldn't work. Every attempt to break you was secretly part of His plan to make you. And now you stand taller, stronger, and more fearless than ever before. Remember this: no weapon formed against you shall prosper. No matter how many times they try, no matter how hard they push, your light will remain unshaken. They didn't see your anointing before. See it now. God's protection is over your life, and no one, not a single person, can take that away. Thank you for joining me in this exploration. If this message resonated with you, please like, share, subscribe. And as you could continue your magnificent journey, feel free to watch one of the videos showing on your screen. Whichever one resonates with you the most, see you there. To select a new voice, just click on the speaker image or name. Browse and listen to our vast selection of voices. Pick the perfect one for your project. Press Generate on the right to get started, and then Play button to listen. Kickstart your content creation with Jenny and unleash your creativity.